So in 2022, we got two different versions of the Mach, but we saw no new Cliftons. Well, luckily here in early 2023, we have the new Clifton 9. After doing a few runs on them, I'm ready to give you my first impressions. Real quick though, I'm going to give you a quick disclaimer that I did receive these shoes for no cost from Running Warehouse because I am a Running Warehouse ambassador, but they're not paying me to make this video or telling me what to say, so all my opinions are my own. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the specs. So the stack height is 40 millimeters in the heel, 35 in the forefoot with a 5 millimeter heel to toe drop. The weight comes in at 8.7 ounces with a price of $140. And I put this in the cushioned trainer category. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at what's new in the shoe overview. So the upper has a knitted mesh material and a nicely padded tongue. There's definitely enough padding around the ankle collar to be comfortable as well. The midsole uses a slightly tweaked formula of their compression molded EVA and adds an additional 2 millimeters underfoot. The outsole is similar to the last model, but now has a more durable compound. Let's talk about the fit now. So I think that the Clifton 9 is a little roomier and a little bit wider than the Clifton 8. I felt like I had more room to splay in the toe box. It was a little more comfortable around the arch and just kind of had more volume in general. As for the length, I found that the length was the same and true to size, so my normal size 12 fit perfect here. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ride of this shoe. So with my first run of this, I wasn't like blown away. The rocker was still nice. You notice that extra couple millimeters. Felt good underfoot, like I said, good upper, but it was nothing crazy. That being said, it does maintain the signature Hoka marshmallow feel and that signature Clifton feel. So you're gonna get that nice soft cushion, but it's not too soft where you just sink in and are fighting the shoe. It's a little firmer, got a little responsiveness to it. I think it's gonna be a pretty versatile shoe. From the few runs that I did, I picked up the pace just a little bit, doing the strides at the end, and it felt comfortable, not overly mushy. But I think it's going to be definitely better for those long runs and those everyday runs. So like I mentioned, that extra couple millimeters underfoot was the main difference I noticed. It did feel more cushioned than the previous version, but I think that the main change that I really noticed was with the upper. Like I said, having more volume to it, it made just the shoe overall feel a lot comfortable to me. So I'd say overall, the Clifton 9 doesn't have any like mind-blowing huge changes, but the changes that it does have do really make the Clifton even better than it previously was. Alright, now it's time to do a couple of quick comparisons. The first shoe I'm going to compare it to is the Nimbus 25. So I've been doing a lot of my mileage in this shoe lately. So when I switched to the Clifton 9, it honestly wasn't a huge difference. They're both very cushioned, very premium shoes. I would say that the upper is better on the Nimbus 25 just because I think it is roomier. Even though this one does get more volume, this one is still going to be wider and roomier overall. I think it's just an issue that Hoka's had, and they are getting better with it. I think this is the best fitting Clifton so far, but this is just more comfortable for those longer runs, I would say. But talking about the midsole, they both have max stack. They both have a little bit of a rocker to them, but the Flight Foam Blast Plus does add just a little extra liveliness to the shoe, a little extra bounce that I don't find in the regular EVA of the Clifton 9. Overall, I don't think you can go wrong with either of these shoes as kind of like a workhorse or a long run shoe. So I guess it's just what your preference is. The next comparison is going to be a shoe that I got around the same time of the Clifton 9, and that is the new Cloud Surfer. So while it isn't an exact comparison, since this isn't like a max cushioned trainer, the shoe does feel softer in the heel to me than the Clifton 9 just because of the new CloudTech phase technology and no plate there. So that was kind of shocking to see how soft it is. And then it gets more responsive in the forefoot. You got less underfoot than you do in the Clifton, so you can get more ground feel. And I think that this shoe is going to be a little more versatile, but still give nice cushion, while this one is just plush cushion all the time, more of a cruiser and slower long runs or just your normal everyday pace type of deal. So like I've mentioned, While the Clifton 9 didn't get a huge, crazy makeover top to bottom, I think that the changes it did get made it potentially the best Clifton so far, especially if you compare it to the last few models. I think that sometimes you get the arch irritation or just that cramped upper on the last ones. I had none of those issues there, and that added cushion makes the shoe even more plush. One thing I will say is that I wish it was a little livelier, like they put just a little bit of PIBA in the forefoot or something, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Anyways, I'm going to be putting a lot more miles on the shoe to give you the final verdict in my full review. Subscribe so you don't miss that. If you are interested in picking up a pair of the Clifton 9s yourself, go ahead and check out runningwarehouse.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on running.